Hey, welcome back to 17, guys. Yeah, back on the Death Stranding 2 Platinum Walkthrough. Pecco. Yeah, it says that quite a lot. But we're at the Architect. From here, we're going to make our way to the Northern Environmental and Observatory next. Yeah, quite a mouthful that one. Northern Environmental Observatory. Just going to crack on over this very small river. I think that's that coral bridge I put down earlier. Yeah, we're going to come down this steep hill. If you go further along the top of this mountain, there's a better hill just past, a bit further on, closer to being almost directly behind the observatory. Yeah, it takes you straight down to it. It's a bit of a better hill. Because this one, although we can go down it, it might be tricky getting back up, especially in a truck. But we only want to go there and then carry on past there to the animal shelter. So yeah, we've got the observatory, then the animal shelter, then the F2 South Depot. Then from there we're going to drive around to the dowser. Then from dowser we're going to go to Heartman. The Heartman is where we'll finish up this video. When we go to F2, when we swing by, we're going to grab the main order from there on the way. Of course, when we're going to any of these locations, we're going to drop off any cargo for them, any order cargo and lost cargo, and anything which might be in their share locker. There are a few things I've learnt since this video, since I recorded it. You know, what I've learnt from further testing, because I'm probably on about part 20 or 21 at the moment with my current playthrough and where I'm kind of testing. But let's deliver this order first. So yes, I've done quite good. None of it is damaged. I'm just going to hold a little bit back.
All this much cargo all by yourself? Now there's an I certainly wasn't expecting this.
I've started getting some preppers to 5 stars as well. Some of these preppers got really easy. For example, a pizza chef. Pizza chef only needs about 4,000 likes for max rank. But you got other ones like F2. They need about 9,000. Yeah, it's quite a difference. Yes, you got the bell. That's a new charm. These charms for your backpack, they do give you like little bonuses. If you read the description, the bell makes it so when you enter a BT area, you don't have that moment where you kind of stop for like a few seconds. You'll just kind of keep driving. There'll still be like a slowdown in the gameplay, but you'll keep going. Yeah, so deliver all that. Of course, hold 1 or 2 things back just in case he gets locked just before his next star rank. Yeah, you can check if there's any lost cargo in the share locker, of course. Any orders going to where we're going. So 323, we're going there next to the animal shelter. So we're going to take that order with us. Yeah, order 323 assortment of flowers. The elimination orders later, it's not entirely sure exactly what triggers them yet. So still want to make sure we're kind of completing some optional orders along the way. You know, so when it comes to grind at the end of the game, we're not waiting for eliminations orders to spawn or running around trying to figure out how to spawn them. Yeah, completing all these kind of smaller orders along the way should hopefully, of course, increase our S rank, get us more likes, and also make it so these elimination orders appear later on. Yeah, so right now I'm checking if there's any cargo going to the animal shelter, to F2 South Depot, to the dowser, or to Heartman, or then to data scientists and to motherhood, because that's where we're going to next. Yeah, only any cargo from locations. Animal shelter, F2 South Depot, the dowser, Heartman, and data scientists and motherhood. Yeah, and of course you can claim some cryo crystals if there's any in storage. Yeah, so when it comes with interesting gear, I think it's one of the things we're never going to fully understand it. I mean, they don't really explain it properly in game, but just so much going on with how the online connectivity works in terms of lost cargo, you know, how your structures work, how a strand contract works. Yeah, not ever going to fully understand it. And with interesting cargo, you probably see me, I have been taking it all out of share lockers and put it into private lockers. But I think what happens is if you have too much interested cargo in your world, basically cargo from other players in your world, I think it eventually makes it so it stops appearing as much. So if I'm taking all cargo out of share lockers and put it in private lockers and never delivering that, then eventually it's going to really slow down the rate at which cargo appears in the share lockers. The reason I think this is because on one of my accounts I've been basically getting rid of all the cargo as soon as it comes in and trusting it, but I've been leaving it in my DH3 shared locker. If you remember me saying in the past, yeah, we're going to the animal shelter now, by the way. Yeah, if you remember me saying in the past, cargo in your DH3 in the share locker, if as long as you leave it in there, you can warp to that location, then take it out when you get there and there's no penalty. So cargo in your share locker in DH3 is a really good way to build up likes at a prepper, because you can just warp there, You take it out like 3 or 4 at a time, deliver it, and get like 300 or 400 likes with almost, you know, no work at all involved. And that account I'm mentioning, I've had it before where, well, on that account I get close to like 30 items of shared cargo in my DHV. Yeah, 30 items up to that. It's normally between about 25 and 30. You know, I take a few out and I need to wait a bit longer for a few more to come in. But yeah, it stops at about 30. But on some of my other accounts, it's stuck at like 5 or 10. I think that's because I've got too much shared cargo in private lockers at other preppers and facilities, which I need to get rid of. So yes, from parts probably 20 to 21 onwards, all this cargo I've been kind of stockpiling, all this shared cargo I've been stockpiling in private lockers at facilities. You're probably going to see me start getting rid of that. Yeah, because I'm worried it's putting a cap on my share lock on the DHV, and I want as much cargo as possible in the DHV, because like I say, the DHV share locker, there's no penalty if you transport and deliver that, so you want as much cargo to pay in the DHV as much as we can. But yeah, something I'm going to be working on more in part 20 to 21, but I think that's good to know beforehand. Like I say, I can't say any of that is completely accurate, because I'm not entirely sure exactly how entrusting works, but I think that there is a bit of a cap. You know, the more you let in, the more you let in and you not send out, the less you're going to get in until you get rid of some of it. You know, in terms of shared cargo in your lockers. Because, oh yeah, just got a trophy there as well, guys. So Creature Comforter and the Rare Specimen Rescuer. So that's for delivering my first animal, which was not on an order, to the animal shelter. Of course, we delivered the albino kangaroo. If you remember, we caught that back in part 16, I believe it was, between them last 2 road pavers on the desert, just before the data scientist. So yes, we delivered an albino kangaroo, guys. We got him 2 animal trophies. And we just got a new belt as well. So that belt makes it much easier to capture animals. Of course, I'm probably not going to be capturing that much, because unless you deliver the animals directly to the animal shelter, you don't get many likes. But if you're an animal lover, guys, and you want to catch more, yes, that will help, because it will stop them running away. Not like they're hard to catch in the first place anyway. What we need is a charm which stops animals from running in front of your vehicle, just like they do in real life. Yeah, when a deer sees headlights, they seem to run in front of it, don't they? Yeah, very similar to how like animals work in this game. I guess they're quite realistic in a way. Yeah, so I'm checking the share locker. Yeah, so if you have space, we're going to F2 next. So if you have space, you can take some cargo for the Inventor or West Fort Knot and drop it off at F2. Only if you have space. And like I say, if you've got loads of cargo in the private locker, shared cargo, you might want to entrust it. Just get rid of it, guys, from your world, so it allows more to come in to the DHV. Right, I'm going to take our cargo crystals. Yes, and then let's make our way over to the north, sorry, not north, the F2 South Depot. Of course, you can check this, any orders, but I doubt there's any orders going over to F2, you know, that side of the region. Yeah, if you come straight over here to the cliff, there's a very steep, narrow path going down the mountain. Yeah, it's quite hard to spot. Yeah, if you come straight over here, guys, you'll see a path going straight down. I can't even remember where it is, I had to check the map. Yeah, so this little path here is quite narrow, but you can get down there without damaging your cargo if you're careful. Yeah, so now we're making our way over to the South Depot, F2. Yeah, so I've mentioned the interesting cargo, you know, the extra stuff I've learned about that. And I also want to explain some things I've learned about BTs and how combat works with them and the points. So of course there's a few more different types of BT in this game. You've got gazers. The gazers are the ones with the strands coming out of them, where you can stealth kill them quite easy. I think I'm getting the names right. The watchers are the ones which, they were between our pizza man delivery and the architect. When we did that delivery, they're the watcher types, I believe. The ones which have no strands, they're just kind of floating in the air. There's normally lots of them in an arena, and they're very hard to kill. And when they see you, they'll spawn that big one which comes up from the ground, his torso, and when he grabs you, it's like an instant death, kind of. Yeah, the gazers are the ones with the strands, and they'll send the tar splashes after you. When it catches you, it'll form a tar puddle, and in that tar puddle you'll get all the smaller BTs trying to grab you down, you know, like the humanoid versions, and when they pull you down you kind of get thrown about in the floor, and it'll spawn the boss one, the big boss. Yeah, gazers do that, the one with strands, but the watchers, like I say, the ones without no strands, and when they spawn the tar puddle, they'll spawn that stronger guy in the middle, and when he pulls you down, it's a death. Yeah, so just grab some nice cargo there as well, and there's some there for West Fort Knot. Like I say, we're going to F2 now, so any for West Fort Knot or the inventor, you can drop it off for later. Yeah, but the gazers, they're much easier to stealth kill, because of course they got strands, and if you crouch and get behind them and hold your breath when you get within about 5 feet, you can stealth kill them quite easy, guys. Get a nice easy stealth kill. And the main thing I wanted to point out is when it comes to stealth and BTs, you remain undetected as long as they don't catch you. So even if they kind of are aware of your presence and they start coming towards your location and the tar is splashing up beneath them, now a little tar trail, and it starts working its way towards you, this tar splashes, and when it catches you, it envelops you with like a big tar puddle, and then out there will either come the watcher or the little humanoid BTs which will try to pull you down. Yeah, when that tar puddle forms, that means you've been detected. So as long as they don't catch you and form that big tar puddle around you, then you're still in stealth, guys. So yeah, when it comes to BTs and combat, it's a lot easier to get kills and remain in stealth. Because as long as they don't grab you with that big tar puddle, then you remain in stealth. Right, so out to F2. Got a lot of orders to deliver here. Like I say, this guy needs about 9,000 likes, I believe it is, to get him up to 5 stars.
This is a ridiculous amount of cargo, as you would expect.
Yeah, we get a lot of likes right now. All these orders to deliver and all that lost cargo.
Didn't expect you to walk.
Yeah, look at that, 3,200 likes. Nice.
Glad to have someone like you on
So we've got him up to star rank 4.
of materials again.
Yep, and he's got our next main order, which we need to take back over to the Motherhood and fix the DHV, of course. Yeah, so I've got a new charm as well. Boxing Kangaroos. I believe they give you increased melee damage.
Order completed. Well done.
Yep, so it's always I hold 1 or 2 items back and then deliver them afterwards. It's going to take a long time now for him to go up to max rank. Like I say, it takes about 8 to 9,000 likes to get him up to max rank.
Order completed. Well,
Okay, so let's see if he's got any orders. So we need to take that main order. So that one, order 333, that standard order, you can take it out and actually put that on the monorail. Which I should have done. Am I going to do that? I thought I forgot then. Yes. So of course, remember, any orders for West Fort Knot, you can send them on the monorail. So I'm going to take that order out and place it on the monorail. So when we come back to West Fort Knot later, yeah, there'll be an order later, guys. So you have to come and take it from West Fort Knot. Yeah, a story order. So a bit later on, we have to go back to West Fort Knot no matter what to progress the story. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm going to put a charm on my backpack now. Why not? We've got the bell. I'm going to put the animal shelter one on there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out all my cargo for them earlier areas. I'm going to ferry it over to the West Fort Knot. So later on from West Fort Knot, if you want to, we've got all cargo there waiting. But like I said, try not to build up too much because, yeah, I'm worried about having too much shared cargo is going to reduce how much you get in the DHV. I'm always going to send all these materials over there. You don't need to, you can leave the materials over here if you want to. It's just I'm going to ferry them from the West Fort Knot to my DHV when we're over there. Yeah, DHV at West Fort Knot is a little bit closer than the DHV to F2. I mean, we can't even move it at the moment because it's kind of out of service until we repair it. But if you send cargo for the government base, Lone Commander, Western Observatory I think it is, you've got a music guy, animal shelter, Rainbow Valley, rainy shelter. Yeah, if you send all that to West Fort Knot, then it's kind of close to where them locations are. So that's what you're going to see me doing in a second. Yeah, and later on, as we open more mines, you know, going nearer to the central of the map, we'll probably be ferrying a lot of cargo around mines a lot more. Because they'll have like good central locations between like a bunch of preppers, and it's just a good point to send all your cargo to and pick it up from it when you want to. So be close to all of them. Yeah, so any for West Fort Knot, I'm going to leave cargo from the inventor at F2 for now. Yeah, so West Fort Knot, Rainbow Valley, Animal Shelter, Government Base, Lone Commander, Music Guy, who else? Rainy Shelter, Western Observatory. Yes, any for them guys, send it over to West Fort Knot. I'm going to take out all materials as well, like I say. You can leave the materials in here if you want to. I'm sending it over to West Fort Knot just because the DHV is a little bit closer to the West Fort Knot terminal than what it is to the terminal on F2 South Depot. Yeah, we're going to offload it all and then going to use the monorail. We're going to go to West Fort Knot. If you want to, you could drop off some cargo for the mine north of F1 if you wanted to. Yeah, cargo for the inventor. You're going to have to do a bit anyway, because you'll not be able to use a monorail and drop down with too much cargo. Yes, I'm going to send all that to West Fort Knot, even that order. Yeah, then later on we'll complete that order when we go there for the story objective. Yeah, but just keep in mind, when you've got a standard order in progress, if you change difficulty, it's going to knock that standard order down. So if you want to be changing difficulty later on, then do not take that standard order yet. Because I sent that standard order and I'm going to leave it there, that means I can't change difficulty at all now without completing that, without of course I'm going to get less points on that standard order. But I don't mind. Casual isn't that much different story if I'm honest, so I think I might just leave it on casual from now on. Yeah, it's not a massive difference. So from now, we're heading over to the dowser. So if there's any cargo for dowser in that share locker back out the F2, you could have taken that with you. Yeah, I am going to attack some of these BTs along the way, these jellyfish ones, but you don't really get much points for killing these anyway. So you probably don't want to kill as many as what I do. I kill them all, but I still don't really get many points. Yeah, she'll get a swarm of enemies there, them flies, so of course try to avoid them if you can, because they can damage you very, very slightly. Yeah, part 18, we'll be kind of getting back to motherhood and finishing this up. Part 19 and 20, we're going to complete the order where we get the coffin. Yeah, you get like a coffin board. It's like a new form of travel. It's like a surfboard type thing. It's pretty cool when you get it. But the problem with it that I don't like too much is it's very, very hard to steer. Yeah, it's very hard to steer with it. And you can't take any floating carriers with you. So you're kind of limited just to what Sam can carry on his back. So yeah, I don't really use the coffin board too much, but it's really good at getting across lakes and tar. Yeah, because it moves across lakes and tar at full speed, so it's really good for that. Or if you're going across kind of like flat terrain, and you don't have to steer too much. So yeah, I do take out most of these jellyfish. Yeah, but you don't really need to. I mean, I was hoping it's going to give me lots of points, but it didn't. It don't take me too long to do anyway. Remember, if you shoot the red one, or if you shoot one of them, it will normally attract the others. And then you can shoot one of the black jellyfish and it will make the red one explode if it's close enough. Whereas normally the red jellyfish take quite a few hits in order to make them explode. Peko. Yeah, Dowser levels up quite easy as well. Dowser, Heartman, Pizza Chef, they all level up quite easily, they do. I think there's another one as well, I can't quite remember who it was. Oh, Rainy Shelter. Yeah, Rainy Shelter probably levels up the quickest. Yeah, so areas like them, don't worry too much, they do come up quite easy. Yeah, we do get quite a lot of orders from them. The ones I'm more worried about is these ones at the end of the game, like Mr. Impossible and the Adventurer, where it's just very, very hard to find cargo for them or orders. And of course I'm a bit worried about elimination orders as well, because there's a lot of players online having trouble finding 10 elimination orders for the trophy. Just got to make sure we're doing enough orders along the way in order to trigger them other elimination orders to come in. I mean, hopefully by then we know exactly what orders trigger what. That's it, I've got them all. Yeah, you don't have to take out all them jellyfish. Like I say, you're probably not going to get that many more points. But I was hoping I would. Yes, carry on to the dowser. Then dowser, we're just going to take our same path we took earlier. Of course, because going to the dowser next, you can grab any lost cargo you might find for them along the way. Yeah, going to take our same path around the side of the mountain. We'll probably drop by the mine on the way there. See if there's any more materials for us. Yeah, part 19 I think it is. That's when we're going to go over to the mine near government base and upgrade it to get more ceramics. Yeah, part 19 I think it will be. Part 19 or 20, one of them. Right, some more lost cargo there for the dowser. Yeah, you know these jump ramps? Jump ramps are very, very good when you're on foot. Yeah, I don't know why, but in the first game, they didn't seem to be that good on foot. But now, yeah, if you go on a jump ramp in a vehicle, yeah, it doesn't make you jump a massive distance. But if you go on foot, you go flying on jump ramps. You can just like keep spamming X on a jump ramp, and you'll just keep flying forever. Because you'll keep flipping around in the air, and it just makes you go really far. So I wonder if you can like set up a jump ramp network and just, you know, you do one jump ramp, as you land, use another one. A jump, you land, do again. It might be faster than the zipline network, you know. Rather than a zipline network, put down a jump ramp network. That's what I hope to do in Death Stranding 1, but just never got around to doing it. Yeah, so we're at the dowser now. Yeah, so I'm going to deliver all this. This should get her close to near star 5 stars, hopefully. Yes, you see there, threat elimination plus 100 and undetected plus 5 points. Not a lot. Yeah, but like I said a few videos back, certain orders will give you a certain amount of points, and there's like a cap. For example, the cap on that one, undetected, only gave me plus 5, but there'll be other orders where undetected will give you like plus 220. Yeah, so quite a big difference. Yeah, I'm going to hold some back and then deliver it. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see a jump ramp network. Yeah, zip lines, they're old. Yeah, no, nothing new. We've seen lots of zipline networks. I want to see a decent jump ramp network. Goes all the way around the map, you just jump ramp, you know, from destination to destination. Right, do jump ramps take up less coal bandwidth as well than zip lines? I think they do, don't they? And of course, with jump ramps you can take vehicles. Like I say, they're really good if you use a jump ramp on foot, especially for the boost skeleton. Okay, so cargo there for the environmental observatory. Yeah, so what I'm going to do with that order for the Northern Environmental Observatory, we're not going back there anytime soon. Yeah, not in this video or the next. Yeah, we're going to check share locker cargo. So what I'm going to do is that order I took out for the Northern Observatory, I'm going to drop it off at the mine, just past the dowser. I'm going to send it back to F2 on the monorail. And you can do that with any cargo you're going to pick up now. So yes, any cargo that is going back towards that area, you can send it back to F2 on the monorail. Yeah, then it'll be there for later. Yeah, right, we're good to go. Like I say, any shared cargo going back to like F2 or Northern Observatory or even Westfort Knot or the Inventor, and of course that order going to the Northern Observatory, take it with you, because you see that mine in the distance. We're going to drop it off there, guys, and send it over to Westfort Knot, F2 South Depot. Yes, any orders you see on the way, any lost cargo. So I've got some there for the Motherhood, there's some there for the Architect. We will be going back to the Architect a little bit later. so you can grab any that you might see for them.
That's the way.
Yeah, they're from this mine to make our way over to Heartman, guys, and that'll be it. Like I say, Heartman the Dowser, Pizza Chef, Rainy Shelter, they level up really quickly. Yeah, Pizza Chef, no, sorry, maybe Rainy Shelter is the quickest one to level up. Yeah, I don't quite know why. It's strange how they make it so it's not quite balanced that well. You know, how there'll be preppers, they're a little bit out of the way, but you get so much cargo for them and orders, but they need a very small amount of lights to get them to max rank. And then there'll be other preppers, kind of still out of the way, but you just don't get hardly any cargo for them or orders, but they take a lot more lights to level up and so take longer. So it's kind of weird how they balance out how some of these preppers need you know, how they need lights to get them up to max rank. Yeah, when they balance them out in terms of cargo for them found in the worlds, orders for them. So yes, on the monorail, we can take out any materials which are in storage or which have been crafted. Can send all them over to F2 or to West Fort Knox ready for later, guys. Yes, we're going to take all the materials out. So we're going to send that order to F2. But first we'll send the materials over to West Fort Knox. Yeah, so send the materials to West Fort Knox, and of course any orders or lost cargo going towards that location. Yeah, so all these, you see these: Western Environmental Observatory, F2, Government Base, yeah, Rainbow Valley, Animal Shelter. You can send all this over to West Fort Knox. That's it, and the materials. So they can go West Fort Knox. Yeah, then the mine, so not the mine, F2. So to F2, we're going to send that order for the Northern Observatory and send any cargo for the Inventor. Yes, also any cargo for the Northern Observatory. Yes, send all that to F2 South Depot. Yes, and don't forget to send that order. Yeah, we'll deliver that one later. Yeah, but I think that's it. Yeah, just having another check, just be sure. Right, so yes, container to F2 South Depot. And I think that's it. Right, so once you're ready, dispatch, do not get on it. Yeah, don't get on the monorail. If you do by mistake, you can quickly hold X to jump off. Right, and once good to go, you get back in your truck and then let's make our way to Heartman. Yeah, so we're going to continue with order 27. Yeah, so we'll do that order later on when we come back this way. Yeah, so we've got an order at West Fort Knox waiting to complete. And we've got an order for Northern Environmental Observatory waiting at F2. Like I said, we'll do that on probably part 19 or 20 when we do like another little lap over to West Fort Knox. It's not like a loop that time, it's more like going from here over there. There will not be a loop back, which will be along the way. Let's make our way kind of from the mechanic over to F1. We'll just do a few more orders along the way there, guys. Yeah, so over to Heartman next. Keep an eye out for any lost cargo along the way. You should find a little bit, not too much now. I mean, if you remember, this is where we found cargo for Heartman earlier in the game. So it's kind of in the same spot. The cargo is just for somebody different now. And I'm not sure if you have to collect lost cargo to make different lost cargo appear for others. For example, that lost cargo then was for the dowser, but early in the game it's for Heartman. But I'm not sure if we didn't pick that cargo up for Heartman and we left it there, if now that cargo will still be Heartman. So I think you might have to pick up lost cargo in order to trigger it to rotate into cargo for somebody else later on. Yes, that might be a reason why some players are not finding lost cargo for specific preppers. Maybe you have to pick up cargo for somebody else in order to cause somebody else's cargo to appear in that same location later on. And because they're not taking it, the cargo for the others are not appearing. So yeah, I think we do need to just keep collecting cargo for anybody you pass along the way. You know, as long as it's not too far out of the way for you to pick up. But it's good in the truck, because the truck obviously grabs it all automatically for you. I mean, if you're not going to that same location, you can just entrust it when you get to the next terminal. You know, then later on when you drive past that same spot, there'll be a different piece of lost cargo there for somebody else. Yeah, so I think I'm going to get Heartman up to level 4 now, so I can make that new battery, extra battery level 4. Yeah, like I say, it's the same size as, sorry, it's got the same capacity as level 3 battery, but it's a bit smaller, and it allows you to put some mini batteries on your backpack as well. Right, here we are, all the way back at Heartman's. Pecco. Yeah, I've done quite well not damaging this fragile cargo. Yeah, 0%. Honestly, fragile cargo is so easy to damage. It's so easy to damage. Yeah, see, look at that. Look how much you got then. So undetected, we got plus 220, and threat elimination plus 500. Yeah, I think that's from taking out all them jellyfish. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, some orders say all have different caps. Yeah, there we go. Extra battery level 4. Yeah, deliver all these. I'd best be on my way. Hydrologist. Pecco. Right, yeah, holding some back as always. Yeah, don't show them your full hand to begin with, guys. Always hold some back. Yeah, keep some in the barrel. In the chamber, so they say. Right, yeah, see if she's got anything. Any shared cargo we can take back. So next from here, guys, we're going to the data scientist, and then back to the motherhood. So if you did drop off any cargo here, yeah, you might have dropped off some cargo, because we came back here. We came here before not Pizza Chef. We came here before the architect earlier, remember? And we might have dropped a bit of cargo here because you don't want to be carrying it around. Yeah, we might have dropped off some cargo for the data scientist and for the motherhead. If you did, make sure you take it out because we're going back that way now. And of course, I'm crafting extra battery level 4, and I'm also going to put 2 mini extra batteries on the side there. Yeah, I'm just carrying a massive battery pack, so hopefully I don't get shot in the back. Yeah, I'm basically carrying an explosive on my back there. Yeah, so shared locker. Yeah, so put all that in the private locker, but yeah, I am going to be entrusting most of that later, guys. Because I'm hoarding up too much shared cargo. Yeah, but I think it's making it so a lot of shared cargo is not coming into my DHV. Shared cargo, like I say, I know for sure you can get up to 30 shared cargo in your DHV share locker at one time. But on some of my accounts, I'm only getting like 3 or 4. So I think there's a capacity to it. But yeah, that'll be it, guys, for part 17. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 18 tomorrow.